Today's lesson is a review, practice of words with the short sound. So we start with the first letter, a J, which gives a J sound, the and the T. So it's J, T, J, T, jet. And if you write it without connecting the dots, there's it again, J, T, jet. Then the next letters that we have is the letter F, which gives a F sound, again, and these two make one sound, a L sound. So L, fell. And if we write it without connecting the dots, like by ourselves, it's F, a line in the center, go up like a C to make the and the double L, two tall letters. The third word is a B or a B sound, which we've learned how to write before, the bat before the ball, A and T, B, A, T. So B, A, T, bat. And if we write it without the dots, down, up again, round, straight across, up, round, straight down, curved, in a line. This bat is like a challenge. I bet you can't do this. Whereas the other bat we learned about, which was the BAT, is the one you would use in sports or the animal. So I'll just give you a rough picture of that's a bat you're going to hit a ball with, or it's going to be the animal that flies out at night, right? Like Batman, for example. But this bat with the E is different. It's more like a challenge. L, A, G. And again, your G is important, your G is important how you write it. Same like the A, but you don't stop. You go under the line and a curved tail. So L, A, and again round, up, straight down, under, leg. If you write it without connecting the dots, there's your L or L sound, your E or sound, and your G with the G sound at this point, leg. This is a very common word. You hear it a lot. You may want to use it a lot. It's S for yes. Y makes a Y sound, and you go round, down at the tail, same like the G at the bottom. E, S, so Y-E-S gives you Y-S, yes. Again, straight down, round. The E is a cross, and then like the C and the S at the end, yes. So let's quickly recap all the words. J, A, T, jet. F, A, L, fell. B, A, T, bat. L, A, G, leg. Y, A, S, yes. And you'll notice when you write it as a complete word, there are no spaces between them really. Unlike this way, I'm trying to show you each letter clearly. But when you write it as a word, do not leave big spaces between them. Practicing sentences with the short sound. So now we're doing sentences. We start with a capital letter because it's the beginning of the sentence and it's the name of someone, so we call it a proper noun. N, A, D, Ned. This is a W. It makes a W sound, which we will learn about later. W, and T, went. Ned, went. This is a sight word, to. And this sight word you should know by now is THE. It's the. You need to memorize this. It's a very common word we're going to use a lot. So please know this word, the. Ned went to the vet. This is a sight word for. His is also a sight word, but you will be learning it soon, how to decode it slightly. And cat. So Ned went to the vet for his cat. End mark, please, a dot. Then we have again a capital letter for the word the. Red, like the color that you're seeing me write in. The red hen. And hen. And this is the A short sound, but remember this one you open your mouth a little bit more. The red hen has, and this is the number 2. It's also a sight word, and you need to practice writing and reading it. It's very important. One leg, many legs, so this is a plural. So the red hen has 2 legs. Started with your capital letter, ended with your end mark, which was your period. The next sentence, if you notice, does not end with a period. We have learned this in class, but just as a revision for you, it starts with can I. The letter I is always in a capital letter. And get. Can I get a pet? So when you listen to it, can I get a pet? It's asking a question. So because it's a question, the end mark is different. It is not a period, it is a question mark. And how do we write a question mark? We go over like a curve and down and a dot below it. So this is a question. We are asking something, and we use a question mark at the end. Another name of this type of sentences that we've learned is an interrogative sentence. So this here is a question, and it has a question mark at the end. Here's the question mark. And we call this an interrogative sentence. Can I get a pet? You're asking something. Whereas this here is a declarative sentence. It ends with a period. The red hen has 2 legs. It's a statement. You're saying something. Then when you're answering the question, you're either going to answer with a yes or a no. That's a capital Y. Yes. And now to write your comma, which is, you just go over your dot till you can see it well, and you have a small line at the bottom. So it's just a little rounded and down. That's the comma. And this word is again a high frequency word, actually, not a sight word, including the, you. Sorry, the sight words and high frequency words. Yes, you can. So k and can. Yes, you can get a black cat. So we have done all these words before. but I'm just going so you can check the formation of them. Yes, you can get a black cat. And the word black is again a color. So we've learned red, and here's black. So now you know a few colors, how to spell them. You know the number 2, the number 10, and we will be learning more and more things. So try and practice as much as you can so that you are confident in your writing and forming your letters, knowing your spelling and your words and your end mark. So yes, you can get a black cat. Okay, the next sentence is, the next slide is only about reading. We'll practice reading the story. The Pet. Jed and Ned have a pet. The pet is at the vet. Meg bet Ned and Jed that the vet will fix the leg of the pet. Meg led the pet to the vet to set his leg. Yes, the vet did set the leg of the pet. Meg led the pet from the vet. You will notice when I read here at the comma, I pause slightly. Yes, the vet did set the leg of the pet. Also, all this in green are your either sight words or words we haven't learned yet. The sounds really. There are a few like did, his. We've been repeating it a few times, and even the, so that's why it's not highlighted in green. Because you should now start to try and know it well.